في ساحة للعلم كنا نلتقي والحب والإخلاص زاد قلوبنا.
If the streets of Mecca could speak, they would tell you that these are the streets where Bilal would be dragged until his skin would peel from his body, and then they would beat him with their sticks and they would pelt him with stones. And what would Bilal say? He would say, Ahad, one Allah, Ahad, one Allah. Then they would, in the sweltering heat of the Arab Peninsula, for those who have been, they would make him lie down. They would put armor upon him so he would boil even more. And then they would put a rock upon his chest, and it would feel as though his ribs are being crushed. And then they would say, "Oh Bilal, denounce your religion." And he would say, "Ahad, Ahad." They would say, "Bilal, believe in Lat and Uzza." And Bilal radiallahu anhu would say, "My tongue can't say those words. My tongue can't say those words." And Imam Halabi says, Bilal, he would dilute the torment and the pain through the sweetness of Tawheed. Aqad says, how did Bilal manage to physically take this torment? He says, because his heart and his mind was content. His heart and his mind was content. We need to take lessons from the life of Bilal radiallahu anhu. We speak about Bilal, and somebody writes an article about our organization and our masjid, and all of us get flustered. They speak about how firm Bilal radiallahu anhu was, and somebody says something about us and we get all scared. 2 negative articles in the newspaper and we want to take off our hijabs. We want to cut off our beards. We get a new job and the beard's gone because you can no longer fit in. Bilal was unique. What made Bilal unique? By Allah, what made Bilal unique was that he remained steadfast in the most difficult time. Bilal radiallahu anhu could have easily said that, listen, I will embrace Islam when the Muslims are strong. This was unique regarding Bilal radiallahu anhu. He could have easily said that I will hide my deen, and when the Muslims become dominant, then I will embrace Islam. Then I will openly proclaim my Islam. No, Bilal radiallahu anhu remained firm. And Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu says that every single Sahabi, they tortured them to the degree that they broke them, besides Bilal radiallahu anhu. Besides Bilal, they would beat him, and then they would say to him, is Lat and Uzza your Lord? And finally they would say yes. At occasions, a spider would be walking past, and they would say, is that spider your Lord? And they would say yes. He says the only man that they couldn't break was Bilal. The only man. Why? Because Bilal broke them. Every time they would say, believe in Lat and Uzza, Bilal would say, my tongue cannot say that. And he would say, Ahad, Ahad. And all this persecution. And the Prophet ﷺ would see this persecution. And one day he went and he said to the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, he said, isn't there anybody out there who can buy Bilal and free him? Look at the torment that he goes through. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was Abu Bakr. And he went to Umayyah bin Khalf. And he said to Umayyah bin Khalf, he said, send me Bilal. And Umayyah bin Khalf said, yeah, I'll sell him to you because you're the one who corrupted him in the first place. So Abu Bakr said, how many? How much you gonna sell him for? And he said, I'll sell him for 10 gold coins. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu went home and he brought back 10 gold coins and he gave them to Umayyah. And Umayyah began to laugh. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said, oh Umayyah, what are you laughing for? And Umayyah said, Abu Bakr, I swear by Allah, if you had haggled with me and you had offered me 1 gold coin for Bilal, I would have sold him for 1 gold coin. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu turned to Umayyah and he said, oh Umayyah, I swear by Allah, if you had haggled with me and you had asked me for 100 gold coins for Bilal, I would have given you 100 gold coins. I would have given you 100 gold coins. Abu Bakr bought him and he freed him. And then what would Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu say about Bilal? He would say, Bilal Sayyiduna. Bilal is my master. Umar ibn Khattab would say, he said, Abu Bakr Sayyiduna wa ataka Sayyidana. Abu Bakr is our master and he freed our master.